Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, another edition of the best PC game deals available right now. We've got 10 great deals to go over. A lot of great deals available across Steam, Humble, Greenman Gaming. It seems like 2K is running a lot of great deals, as is Square Enix. And there's a couple of other deals you guys might have missed out on, so without further ado, let's get right into it. And I want to start things off over on Humble. You can pick up XCOM Enemy Unknown 75% off to $7.50. Now, I should note that Steam also has XCOM Enemy Unknown, the Complete Edition, for $12.50. Enemy Unknown is a great game, and if you think XCOM 2 is too steep of a price point for you to get into, Enemy Unknown acts as a great starting point as well. And you guys know me, I'm not big into these tactical strategy games, but XCOM Enemy Unknown is one that definitely won me over. Got a lot of hours of enjoyment out of this one. Now, the Complete Edition does add a sizable amount of content, so I would recommend that. However, if you do want to save some money, if you still want a pretty great experience, XCOM Enemy Unknown over at Humble for $7.50 is great. And remember, if you are a monthly subscriber, you will save a little bit more, and you do get rewards back whenever buying on Humble, so that is a great value. Great game. Give that a high recommendation. Moving on from that, they've also got Mafia 2 discounted 75%. Same price here, $7.50. A little bit cheaper if you are a monthly subscriber, and once again, you'll get some rewards back. So, Mafia 2 is an awesome game. Mafia 2 was actually the reason I was so excited for Mafia 3. When you told me that Mafia 3 was going to be this big open world game, and I was thinking about how great Mafia 2 was, I was so excited for that game. Unfortunately, while that game was okay, it was a little bit of a disappointment to me. However, Mafia 2, still a great game, and yes, it is a little bit more linear, but that's good for Mafia. It keeps the game more focused, it keeps the story on point, and Mafia 2 is just a great game. Kind of disappointed that after all these years it hasn't gotten much cheaper. Would have liked to see this hit, south of $5 at this point, but still such a great game. Easy to recommend it even at this, somewhat heftier price point. Can I really say $7.50 is a hefty price point? No, but you get the idea. It is a great game. Moving on from that, BIOSHOCK the Collection is down to $15 over at Humble. With monthly, you'll get it for $13.49. Get a little bit of cash back as well. BIOSHOCK the Collection is awesome. Obviously, this includes BIOSHOCK 1, BIOSHOCK 2, and BIOSHOCK Infinite. BIOSHOCK 1 and BIOSHOCK Infinite are tremendous first-person shooters. BIOSHOCK 2, by most accounts, is the weakest of the three games. I'm in agreement with that. However, I thought BIOSHOCK 2 was a great game as well. BIOSHOCK 2 was actually the first of the three games I actually completed, and then I went and played BIOSHOCK 1 and Infinite. All of the games are really good. BIOSHOCK 1 and 2, of course, follow a more similar route. BIOSHOCK Infinite has a different presentation style, some different gameplay elements, but as far as strict gameplay goes, this is one of the most rewarding and satisfying first-person shooters that you're going to come across. Yes, it's single-player only, but man, you're getting a lot of quality. Not a lot of quantity necessarily, because the games aren't the longest games in the world, but for sheer quality, that's definitely here. And $15 for all three games, that's a no-brainer. Moving on from that, Humble has also got some Square Enix games discounted. First, want to give a mention to Life is Strange the Complete Season. This is 80% off for $4. I feel like at this point everybody has played Life is Strange on some platform. Been on sale so many times, but if you've yet to check it out, $4 for Life is Strange is quite good. Of course, there's Life is Strange Season 2, there's Life is Strange Before the Storm, but this is where you want to get started. Of course, it's a very story-driven game akin to the Telltale offering, so if you're expecting a game with some high-octane and responsive gameplay, you're not going to find that here with Life is Strange. This is a narrative-based game, but the narrative is so strong. It tackles mature topics, and I can't go too into it without getting into spoilers. There are some, random elements that are thrown in there that kind of turned me off in episode 3, but I would still say that this is a game everybody really should play, and for $4, I would give it a strong recommendation. Just Cause 4 is also seeing a little bit of a discount. It's 50% off, down to $29.99. With monthly, you'll get it for $27. Just Cause 4 is a game that's had a little bit of a negative reception. I've played the game, and I thought it was okay. Performance-wise, it's not on point, but if you do want a fun open-world adventure, Just Cause 4 did strip away some elements that made for some questionable game design. However, as far as an open-world experience that doesn't take itself too seriously and you just want a lot of fun out of it, Just Cause 4 does offer that. It seems like this game didn't do all too well from a sales standpoint, though, and I do foresee it continuing to plummet in price. So if you can wait a little bit longer, I foresee by, say, the Steam Summer Sale, you could get this south of $20, but for now, $30 definitely isn't a bad deal considering this just came out back in early December. And lastly, another game that's on sale and a game that I seem to always recommend whenever it's on sale. Sleeping Dogs the Definitive Edition is 85% off for $4.50. With monthly, you're getting it for $4.04 and you get 11 cents back. Sleeping Dogs is a tremendous game. You guys have heard me talk about this game so many times. Back in 2012 when this game was released, this was one of the games that benchmarkers would go to see how powerful your PC was, and it was a visual stunner. Obviously, now in 2019, it doesn't look as great, but it still holds up relatively well, and what you have here is some tight storytelling. The gameplay is solid, the characters are well developed, and God, I hope that one day we can see a legitimate follow-up to Sleeping Dogs. Hopefully, Square Enix sees that over the years, there has been this cult following that is mass for the game, much like Beyond Good and Evil, and now we're getting Beyond Good and Evil 2 from Ubisoft, so I hope at some point we can see a sequel for the game. But if you've yet to check out Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition is a great pickup, especially at this price with all of the content that you're getting. It's a no-brainer, a great buy. Alright, so those are all of the deals available at Humble right now. Moving on from that, over at Games Planet, they've got Metal Gear Solid 5, the Definitive Experience for £440. USD currency, it converts to about $5.70, so that's awesome for Metal Gear Solid 5, the Definitive Experience, and this does redeem just fine on your American Steam account if you are over here in the States. And with this, you get Metal Gear Solid 5, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, and a bunch of downloadable content. Metal Gear Solid 5, in my opinion, is a tremendous game, and it fits really well on PC, because on PC, we didn't see other Metal Gear games. So with Metal Gear Solid 5, yes, it's different than the other Metal Gear games, being this open world game and having a lesser emphasis on the storytelling and not having, your 1 hour, 2 hour cutscenes, which were great in Metal Gear Solid 4, but I feel like for newcomers to Metal Gear Solid, it is a little bit more palatable and accessible of an experience. The gameplay is awesome. There's a lot of content to get into. Yes, I know there's some controversy surrounding the game, but I still had a great time with MGS5. Unfortunately, some of the content got cut, and I doubt we're going to see a Metal Gear game anytime in the near future, or a legit Metal Gear game. Of course, we got Metal Gear Survive, which was an absolute train wreck, but MGS5, the Definitive Experience for $570 or so is a great buy. Definitely check that out if you've yet to play Metal Gear Solid 5, and one of the best PC versions that you're ever going to come across. This game runs tremendously. Even on lower end rigs, it just runs so well. Next up, over on Steam, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is having a free-to-play weekend, but you can get the game significantly discounted as well. You can get the regular version 50% off for $9.99, and all of the subsequent versions are discounted as well. Deluxe Edition is 60% off, Gold Edition is 45% off, and Ultimate Edition is 45% off. Now, truth be told, Rainbow Six Siege isn't a game that I've invested a lot of time into recently. Released all the way back in 2015, and I got it shortly after it came out, so it was a big time investment back then, but from all accounts, Ubisoft has continued to make this game better and better. They did make some questionable decisions at some points, but it seems like the overarching narrative has been that Rainbow Six Siege has been a great experience. If you're not completely sold on the discount, again, for this weekend, you can play it for free, check it out, and if you're somehow not won over by it, well, you didn't lose anything, but then if you want to keep the game, 50% off for $9.99 is great for this excellent first-person shooter. Obviously, more tactical base, you want to play this game with a couple of friends, so with a free weekend, get your friends to download it as well. You all will probably enjoy it to the point of wanting to buy it, and that's when you're going to get the best experience out of Siege. Not when you're playing alone with randoms online, but when you've got a squad, you're all communicating, that's when Siege is at its absolute best. Moving on from that, Green Man Gaming has got a little bit of a hidden deal right now with the Origin Pack. Such a random bundle of games, but it's $3.99, and it gets you Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition, which is a really good fighting game with a solid single player. Injustice was one of those games that made single player fighting games better. Insurgency's also in there, pretty good multiplayer game. I don't value that much because it's been given out free a couple times, and when it is on sale, it's like a couple dollars. Rage 2 is on the way, so now checking out the first Rage title isn't a bad idea. To get all three of those games for $4, no, it's not like this incredible deal where you're getting insane value, but Injustice, Rage, Insurgency, $4 for all those, would say that's pretty good. Injustice and Rage definitely the highlight of the bundle. Rage is a game I know a lot of you guys have interest in because Rage 2 is shaping up pretty nicely. The first game isn't much like how the second game is shaping up. The first game released all the way back in like 2011, so it's been a long time, but still a pretty cool first-person shooter. Injustice is a fighting game you can spend some time into. It's not a big investment, so even though there's not an active online community, a game you can finagle around with for a little bit. And Insurgency, of course, you guys know how I feel about that game, but I don't value that much because, again, it's been given free, and it is pretty cheap when it is on sale. Sandstorm, however, did just come out, and that's something you guys should have on your wish list. And lastly, I mentioned this deal the other day, not a traditional game deal, however, Xbox Game Pass, your first month is down to just $2, and also if you're re-upping your subscription, it's available for $2. It's just that if you have an active subscription, I don't believe you can extend your subscription for $2, but signing up right now is a really good idea considering Crackdown 3 just released, and yes, while it's getting panned by critics, I mean, relatively panned, I believe it's at a 59 on Metacritic, the general reception has been, hey, you're not spending $60 on the game. I think there does have to be a certain level of leniency when you judge a game like that. You can buy it for $60, but God, who's buying it for $60? You're signing signing up to Game Pass. $2 for a month, and not only do you get Crackdown 3, other fantastic PC offerings are out there on the platform as well, including Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 4, ReCore is in there, upcoming games are going to drop on there, Sea of Thieves, you can play that, not all great games, but just for games like Crackdown 3, which is a recent release, and Forza Horizon 4, it's good to re-up your subscription every now and again. I wouldn't keep a consistent subscription just because paying $10 a month doesn't really seem worth it. When the PC library isn't as massive as, say, the console offerings, we had a game like Ashen stripped away from us because it got that Epic Game Store exclusivity, but man, if Ashen was available on Game Pass as well, that would have been great. Unfortunately, it isn't, but $2 for Game Pass for what you're getting right now. I would keep your subscription active for the month. Check out Crackdown 3, check out Forza Horizon 4 if you've yet to. Gears of War 4 is pretty good on PC, so $2 to try all of those out for a month would say that's a really good buy. And that's gonna conclude this video, guys. Again, I haven't been that consistent with the game deals series. I'll try to get back to it, to doing it weekly, because I know you guys like to be up to date on all of the great deals available. And with so much competition now, the deals are just getting better and better. But that's gonna conclude this video. If you guys have a request for a future video, as always, leave it in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.